Hi there. In this video, I'm going to show some of the AI generated artwork I've been working with recently. In particular, I'm going to go into detail about this particular art piece I used as the starting point and to look over some of the art that AI generated from that. Some of it's really interesting to see just because of the variations of styles and how it interpreted some of the content for it. And then I'm going to generate one while doing this screen recording so you can just take a look at what it's like to generate something like this and look over some of the settings involved. And then I'm going to generate using a different AI generator. So I'm going to use two different AI generators to generate another version and see what we get from that. So, but mainly I wanted to kind of go through each one of these and talk about what came up. The original art piece is the Lovers Archetype. So when I created many of these, I did use the term lovers and words like embrace and yin yang and male female and dragons and dragon tail entwined were the types of terms I used. And I like some of the interpretations that it came from. There's also a setting to make it use more or less of the artwork. So some of them, you can't even tell the original artwork style. It just looks like a completely new piece. While this one looks similar. Like there's a lot of reoccurring pieces that make it familiar. But it's so interesting what it created and the style that it creates it to. So I mainly wanted to share some of this just because it's so interesting to see. So those were all generated using Leonardo. It created a lot of garbage too. Like for example, this one is just so similar. There's nothing to it. And I did delete some ones. Some of them were just horrendous. And ugly and weird. I did keep this one because I thought this foundation piece could be cool to use later on. Like the idea of taking some of these and just taking out a part of it and using it. Some of them are cool. I didn't include this one, but I like this one. It has a nice energy to it. It looks like they're playing. So this is my Leonardo personal feed. If you're a member of Leonardo, we can connect and follow each other, or you're welcome to follow me. I'm Beholder as the user. So but I'll just go through some of the more of these that you can see. Like that one's very strange. I would definitely delete these. I like that it incorporated the heart sometimes. I'm going to go back to the original image. Let me see if I can find it. So you can see this is the original image. There's no heart in it anywhere. So it went ahead and did its own interpretation with that. I lost my place. Oh yeah, here. And this one wasn't one of them, but I like sometimes it could see that there was symmetry and it stayed true to that symmetry, and other times it just completely broke the symmetry and made some very odd stuff sometimes. And sometimes it just, you know, it got too close to what the original was and it wasn't interesting enough. But so I got really interested. This is one of the first times I've taken an existing piece and done this to it. So I made a lot of variations and a lot of adjustments to the settings to see kind of what it would come up with. But I selected the best ones, and those are the ones I've posted on this website, on my blog, which you may be on right now because I plan to post the video here. This is another really strange one. I like that one. I don't think I kept that one. So anyone that created, by default, it makes it this size. But I can upscale it, and I get a certain amount of tokens to do that with. So this one's already been upscaled. So this one is probably one that I did save. I really like this style right here. It's a different color, and So this one that I've already upscaled. So this is the original size. So if I can go back to it, this is the upscaled one, and this is the original one. So it upscales it. Leonardo allows for one level upscale, which is nice. Okay, and that brings us to where we are now. We're pretty much caught up. So I'm going to go into Leonardo AI generating tool. I'm going to keep a lot the same. So you get to type in the prompt, and the prompt is how it generates the new content. And then I have the size here, the size of the original image. It looks like the image got removed, so let me put it back in there. So there's the image, and this is the slider that makes it, if it's too far to the right, it's not unique enough, and if it's too far to the left, it becomes really obscure. So let's move it a little bit to the left, and let's do 42. So it's like it's going to use this image, but only have a smaller influence from this image. We can increase the step count, and that's how many times it goes over it to refine parts of it. Let's go to the full number, and that's about it. So then there's options here, the different styles. You can see this one's Leonardo's signature style. I have it set to creative right now. I think I'm going to leave it the same. This is the creative style, so there's slight variations with the different styles. And I went back, I did different ones. There's also isometric fantasy, so that's really cool. So okay, so now I'm going to press, we're going to keep it like this and press generate. So now it's going to create two new ones that have never been seen before. As a little timer running. I could even continue working, and I can say, well, let's create one for the isometric fantasy. And let me just fix this so it's got the right settings here. I did notice it changes these each time I change one of these. So let's do generate, and you can see here it explains how many tokens are available left for the day so people don't overuse it. And so I've done quite a lot today, so they do give you a lot of tokens to work on this. And I did put the step count really high, which means it's going to take a little longer than normal to generate. And I did want to show the other tool that I would use a lot is Blue Willow, and that uses Discord to do the commands. And so I'm in one of the channels right now where people are generating stuff, and so I thought I would go in and plug one in and see what it came up with. But first, let's review what it made here. Okay, pretty strange. I still like that it makes a heart sometimes, that it's able to incorporate that. This part down here is kind of interesting, but overall very strange. We'll probably delete those ones. And then this is the next part. Yeah, interesting, but probably not ones I'll be keeping. What I am going to do is go grab one. So I think I can grab this original piece. Let me go copy image. Maybe I'll do the actual original, the full size one. So I'm just grabbing the image right now. So this is the full size image, very big and detailed. So let's bring it into Discord. And I'm doing the command. I'm going to put the image in there, and I would like to use the same prompt. I might as well, because I don't feel like rethinking this. So it says Lovers Tarot card, Garden of Eden, male, female, lover, in love, with dragon embracing, tails wrapped, glowing symbols, and yang symbol. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to enter in the prompt, that exact prompt. I'm also going to tell it to be aspect ratio 2:3, which means it's tall. I want a tall image. I want to do the same thing again, but I want to not include the image. So I'm going to take the image out and just do the prompt and see what it comes up with. So both of those have been entered, and now we're waiting. Everything you see that's popping up is what other people are generating. So that's not what that's not the result of what I've typed in. That's the result of somebody typing this in. Most of the time you get 4 images for each generation, and then you can decide what to do from there. You can select one of the images to make it full size, or you can make a variation of any of the images, or you can redo the whole thing again, like just tell it to do it again. So this is the one that is from my artwork, which is really great to see. There's less, you can see there's less control over it. Oh, I remember I did this before, and it did, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, it created these. So I did do this a long time ago, and they just aren't that interesting compared to the ones that Leonardo has been making. So I don't like any of these enough to keep them. But let's see what else it creates. Let me go back to Discord. Here it is. Okay, so this is the one, this is the Garden Eden of one without my, it's the exact same prompt, but without my artwork as an influence. It's kind of interesting to see. And from here, you can decide, is one of these good? I think this one is intriguing, and this one's intriguing. So I am going to take these two, and I want another version of number 3, and I want another version of number 4. This is the another run through with the artwork that it's influenced by the artwork that I've made. This one's starting to get interesting. I like how it's incorporated the dragons and the people into one part, but it's just not very nice looking. So I don't think I'm going to use any of those, but maybe I can ask it to do another revision of this one, because that one's going somewhere. And I'm going to say do it again, just start all over and just do the same prompt again. And let's see what it comes up with. Okay, so it's come up with some more stuff. I don't know. I don't really think this is compelling enough to go further with. This has got some symmetry to it, so I do kind of like where these ones are going. But it doesn't have a very strong message or clear direction, so I think I'm going to leave it here. Let's take a look at these ones, though. Definitely interesting and amazing, but not good. So Blue Willow, I've done a lot of great stuff with it. I've presented a lot of it in other videos. Just astonishing to see what it can create. In this particular case, I don't think it's that great. This one actually, I like this part and some of the rest of it. So let me ask it to go further with the bottom left one, which is version 3, and see if sometimes with Blue Willow you can guide it to an end result that's really good. It's never going to get too much further away from what you see here, which is the downside. So if there's none of these look right, then it's not going to eventually become good. One thing I like about Blue Willow is just seeing what other people are doing. I mean, this person wrote in Magic the Gathering card, and Blue Willow was able to pull out, you know, to just generate images from that based on what it thinks it should look like. Photorealistic portrait of chimpanzee in spacesuit. Okay, so let's see what it made with the most recent request. Well, it took out the 2 people. So I ultimately think this is a dead end, and I don't want anything to do with these. But super interesting to see, and also very easy to just get in there and just keep working with it and trying different prompts until something comes out. So Lovers Tarot card. I'm going to cut this down and make it shorter. I'm going to Lovers Tarot card, embrace tails wrapped glowing symbol yin yang orb. Let's just see what it does with that. Another thing you can do is type in a style. Like, I like surreal the best, but you can also do steampunk, is a good one. And even cyberpunk, which doesn't sound like it would work for this, but some of my favorite ones had cyberpunk in it. And what the reason is the color scheme and the style comes out really good, even though you'd think it would come out with like androids and laser guns. If the prompt doesn't guide it that way, it comes out and can work really good. Like it can look just a great stylized artistic expression. Okay, so we're gonna start seeing some of the results. I don't know. I don't like anything in that. Okay, the next one. Yeah, not much to work with. This one's kind of cool, but I'm not that interested in these. Same with this. I think it must be the orb that I typed in that's kind of throwing it off and making it very just orb centered. But I'm gonna stop here. I think you get the idea of how this works, and I mainly wanted to share how some of this was generated, and just kind of in amazement of what AI comes up with, and that you can use an existing art piece to generate a new style of the same piece. And yeah, so it's amazing. And some of these some of them just have a higher quality artistic style, which is amazing. Amazing to see. It's to think that some of these are better than the original, but the original holds a lot of meaning to me, and the fact that I made this means it's extremely significant to me. I mean, even this symbol here, I mean, the AI never understood what that was or incorporated it correctly. As of right now, these are all uncopyrightable. Even though this is the art piece, this is where it comes from. These are considered non-human generated artwork, and as far as I know, at this time, they're not. I can't copyright any of these or claim that any of these are mine. None of these are mine. They are just AI non-human art, and therefore at this time cannot be copyrighted. That might change by the time you're watching this, but I just wanted to share this one is mine, and that's why it's so important and significant to me. And I'm proud of it, and I'm also really fascinated and amazed at what AI has been doing with it. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.